Isä Sandels. Ei vittuile, ei tuomitse.
Eikä koskaan katso pahasti. Hän on aina läsnä ja on tukemassa sinua.
Hey there, and welcome to Noctis on YouTube. So, you've probably heard of underwater welding jobs, right? If not, no worries, because I'm here to share the lowdown on this mysterious, thrilling, and absolutely fascinating profession. Oh, and we're also going to chat about the moolah, because who doesn't love talking about money, right? So, put on your snorkel and dive with me as we explore the submerged world of underwater infrastructure maintenance. Before we get into the nitty-gritty, let's first talk about the world of underwater welding. When we think of welding, most of us probably picture hardworking folks in protective gear, sparks flying, and loads of heat. Well, underwater welding is all that and more. Imagine working in a surreal aquatic world, surrounded by fish, coral, and submerged structures. Sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie, doesn't it? But it's a reality for those brave souls who choose this career path. Underwater infrastructure maintenance is a crucial part of our modern world. Think about all the bridges, pipelines, oil rigs, and other submerged structures that keep our lives running smoothly. Without proper maintenance, these structures would deteriorate and fail, leading to catastrophic consequences. That's where underwater welders come in. They're the unsung heroes of this hidden world. First and foremost, underwater welders must thoroughly inspect the structures they'll be working on. This typically involves using underwater cameras, remotely operated vehicles, ROVs, and good old-fashioned diving skills. They'll carefully examine the area for signs of damage, corrosion, or any other issues that may need addressing. Once the problem areas have been identified, it's time for our underwater welders to prep for the job. This means cleaning the surfaces that will be welded, removing any debris, and ensuring a safe working environment. Depending on the job, they may use various tools such as wire brushes, scrapers, or even high-pressure water jets to get the job done. Now for the exciting part, the actual welding. Underwater welding typically falls into two categories: wet welding and dry welding. Wet welding is performed directly in the water, using specialized electrodes and equipment. It's more challenging and risky, but is often necessary when dealing with certain structures. Dry welding, on the other hand, involves the use of a temporary watertight chamber called a habitat. This allows the welder to work in a dry environment, reducing some of the risks and challenges associated with wet welding. Regardless of the method, underwater welders must be highly skilled in their craft as they're dealing with complex, high-stakes situations. Once the welding is complete, it's time to test the integrity of the repair. This might involve using non-destructive testing methods, such as ultrasound, radiography, or magnetic particle inspection. If the repair passes muster, our underwater welders can pat themselves on the back for a job well done. It's an incredibly challenging profession, with a unique set of risks and hazards. From the dangers of working at great depths and the ever-present risk of drowning, to the potential for electric shock, decompression sickness, and encounters with marine life. Underwater welders must be fearless, skilled, and dedicated to their craft. Given the risks and challenges, it's no surprise that underwater welders need extensive training and certifications. This typically involves completing a commercial diving program and obtaining an internationally recognized diving certification, such as those offered by the Association of Diving Contractors, International, or ADCI, or the International Marine Contractors Association, or IMCA. Additionally, they'll need to become proficient in various welding techniques. often by completing a welding program or gaining experience through an apprenticeship. Okay, so we've talked about the world of underwater welding, the maintenance process, and the challenges involved. Now, let's talk about the money. After all, if you're going to face all those risks and challenges, you'd probably like to know that you'll be well compensated, right? Well, good news. Underwater welders typically earn a pretty penny for their hard work. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the average salary for a commercial diver, which includes underwater welders in the United States, is around $67,000 per year. However, this figure can vary greatly depending on factors such as experience, location, and the specific job at hand. In some cases, underwater welders can make well over $100,000 per year. Particularly when working on demanding offshore projects or in remote locations. Of course, it's important to remember that these high salaries come with a lot of hard work, long hours, and time away from home. But for those who are passionate about the underwater world and skilled in their craft, underwater welding can be a rewarding and lucrative career choice. Now that we've covered the basics of underwater welding jobs, let's take a peek at some of the further opportunities and career paths available in this fascinating field. From specialized roles to branching out into other underwater professions, there's no shortage of ways to grow and thrive in the world of underwater welding. Specialized roles? As an underwater welder, you may have the opportunity to specialize in certain types of projects or industries. For example, some welders may focus on offshore oil and gas projects, while others might work primarily on underwater pipelines or marine infrastructure. By developing expertise in a specific area, you can enhance your value as a professional and potentially command even higher salaries. Supervisory and management positions. With experience and a solid track record of success, underwater welders may advance into supervisory or management roles. This can involve overseeing other divers and welders, coordinating complex projects, and ensuring that all safety protocols and quality standards are met. These positions often come with increased responsibility, but also offer higher salaries and the opportunity to make a bigger impact on the industry. Training and education. Another avenue for experienced underwater welders is to move into training and education roles. By sharing your knowledge and expertise with the next generation of underwater welders, you can help ensure the continued growth and success of this vital profession. This might involve teaching courses at a commercial diving school, conducting workshops and seminars, or even developing your own training programs and materials. Finally, the skills and experience you gain as an underwater welder can open the door to other exciting underwater professions. For instance, you might consider becoming an underwater inspector, using your knowledge of welding and structural maintenance to assess the condition of submerged infrastructure. Alternatively, you could transition into underwater construction or demolition, working on large-scale projects to build or dismantle underwater structures. The world of underwater welding offers a wealth of opportunities for those who are willing to take the plunge. By continually developing your skills, gaining experience, and exploring new avenues, you can build a rewarding and dynamic career that truly makes a difference beneath the waves. That's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any of our new content. See you next time.